How's it going, folks? My name is Robert Big Man Evans, owner and operator of the Big Man Real Estate Team, powered by eXp Realty. And today on Local Living ATX, I am with two of my absolute favorite people. They are with an organization, Neighborhood Sports. This is Hector and this is Jeff. How you doing today, guys?
Doing great.
Robert. Awesome. So Neighborhood Sports, for those of you out there watching Local Living, is a nonprofit organization.
That's right.
Created by these two gentlemen. So tell us, again, Neighborhood Sports, guys. Look, it's sports, right?
That's right.
So
Sports.
Hector, how did Neighborhood Sports get started?
So Jeff and I were neighbors, and we're going through a career transition. We're having dinner one night, and we both coached our kids in sports together in multiple sports, and we discussed the opportunity to maybe do something in youth sports. We weren't sure what to do, and we started kicking around ideas. Jeff had already started a nonprofit, and he was doing something related to sports. So we came up with the idea based on the concept that when we were kids, somebody would knock on your door. And
Absolutely.
they would say, "Hey, Robert, let's go play some baseball." And they'd have a bat over their shoulder, and you go get your glove.
Or a stick.
Or whatever you had. And then you'd go over to Jeff's house, and we'd knock on his door, right? And Jeff would come with, before you know, we'd have 9 or 10 guys. We'd go to a field somewhere nearby, and we'd start playing baseball, whatever it was. So we like the idea of neighborhood sports, getting back to the way it used to be back in the neighborhood.
That's an awesome way to name an organization something like that, because I'd have never thought about that. And you're right. It still happens today. I have kids live in a cul-de-sac. I get the knock on the door. The kids go outside. The fact that y'all were neighbors is interesting because to me that would make this organization meaningful to y'all, right? It was something. Now, the fact that you decided on a career path that led you to deal with this many kids. So, speaking of, that was, how long ago was that?
15 years ago.
So, 15 years ago, and the nonprofit has been since then.
Yes.
And it started with the two of y'all and your kids.
Yes. Yep.
And then 2018, how big is it?
We're pretty close to probably 12,000 kids a year. Now, that's counting some people more than once, because they'll play football, basketball, or soccer with us.
12,000 kids. Now, I got to ask, when you started it, did you think, you fast forward 15 years, 12,000 kids?
We had no idea. We were just trying to find something to do. We loved coaching our kids. It was a lot of fun. Our kids were young at the time, and they were interested in playing basketball and football. And nobody was offering in the area a flag football program that we thought good enough of. So we started with NFL flag football, and we played at the Hill Country Bible Church. It was the first field we had. They were gracious enough to let us use it for a fee, and we kicked off our first flag football season in the spring of 2004. I think we only had 120 kids or something like that.
Still 120 kids. I mean, that's a lot.
We did kickball at the same time also, thinking that girls would like to play kickball more. And so we did the two sports.
So as far as an alternative. So
as an alternative, you could play football or kickball, we were thinking.
Yeah, there'd be a Saturday, and you could go to the Hill Country and play flag football. Or at the Hatch Pit, across from the Hill Country, we'd be having kickball at the same time.
Wow. So you fast forward, so 120 your first season to 12,000 kids in any given, you know what I mean, any time. And from, y'all started here in Cedar Park?
We did, yes.
Right? And then now we're talking Cedar Park, Round Rock, South Austin, Dallas.
Pflugerville, Georgetown. We have an affiliate in Dallas. And we
also
have
an affiliate in San Antonio.
And an affiliate in San Antonio.
And growing and growing and growing.
When we started this as a nonprofit, we got a group exemption from the IRS.
Okay.
So that meant we could have affiliates come underneath us, and that's where we started the affiliate program in Dallas. The person running the Dallas program used to coach in our league in Kyle Butte, I guess, actually, in Southwest Austin years ago. He got transferred to Dallas, wanted to bring it up there. He kind of helped us get things started with an affiliate program.
That's awesome. And so it's just continued to grow. Obviously, look, 2018 exercise is a big deal, right? Look, I'm a big guy, but I'm down some pounds in the last couple of months, about 40 pounds.
That's great.
But exercise is a big deal, right, for the younger generation.
Just
eating better.
Too often they sit around with their phones and just look at them. They don't do anything. But with us or with other leagues, you're out there doing something, walking, running.
Well, practice and games, right? So,
Practicing games.
I'll be honest with you. As a parent of three boys, I've always been big on extracurriculars, and I didn't care whether it was chess or football. The fact is, being part of an extracurricular, being part of a team, is important in, to me, developing kids. I know it taught me a lot when I played football in high school and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So having a place where they can do that, right?
Sure. Well, there's a value in playing a youth sport, and that is there's a ton of education that your child is receiving. You're learning about teamwork, learning about communication, you're learning social skills, you're learning how to overcome obstacles. You know, the game of football is so complex. I mean, it teaches you so much that you can use later on in life. The same thing with soccer or basketball, whatever sport you play. So we wanted to do something that would get the kids out of the house, get them exercising, you know, maybe once a week. We practice 1 hour a week, and then we play one game every weekend for 1 hour. So a kid's going to be doing something actively for 2 hours a week at minimum.
The other thing about it too is it gets the parents involved. And what you find is that
Great point, because I was going to bring that up.
it brings up an atmosphere that the parents can play catch with their son, or they can play basketball with their son, or they can just do different things with their daughter or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gives them a time, a special time that they can talk to each other as opposed to working over academics or chores or whatever. And it's a fun time that develops a much happier relationship, I think.
Well, so in that involvement, so obviously being a nonprofit, being neighborhood sports, y'all rely heavily on, and look, full disclosure, folks, all of my kids have played with neighborhood sports for years. I mean, they played flag football, now they play flex football, and stuff like that. And I've always coached my kids' teams, whether it was here or anywhere else. And what you just said is why. I mean, I wanted my kids to not only learn these teamwork skills or whatever, but it gave me more time with them, right? It gave me more time to spend with them, teaching them something that I thought was really important. So, you know, the reason I'm bringing this up, folks, is because the ability to coach, and not everybody has the time, right? Not every parent has the time to do it, but if you can, it's extremely rewarding. So if you're a parent out there, your kids are signing up, sign up to be, if you can't be a full-on, you know, head coach, be an assistant coach. It's normally what I am. The kids appreciate it, assistants just as much as they do the coaches, and it gives, and the more coaches they have, and I'm sure there are times where the need has been higher for coaches, right? You've got kids that sign up, and you know, I've been part of different organizations where there's almost sometimes a beg, somebody please help us out and coach, right? And that kind of stuff. But you know, it's a rewarding type of thing. So sign up your kids, volunteer to coach, right? It's rewarding for both of us. Now, as far as coaching, y'all do a lot to help your coaches, right? To support them.
We do. So a couple of things. First of all, it's a great point that you bring up. Many parents have come back to us after they volunteered to coach and thanked us, because otherwise they wouldn't have done it. And the experiences that they have with their kids and the relationships that they build after they volunteer to coach are priceless. So a couple things we do. One is, if you want to coach your child, we're going to give you a reduced fee. So to play, there's a fee, but if you volunteer to coach, we're going to help you out and give you a little bit of a discount.
Okay.
Number two, we're going to have you come in and we're going to have a coaches meeting. So we're going to give you an orientation. We're going to make sure you're comfortable with what you need to teach the kids. We're going to give you the equipment you need. So if you're coaching flag football, you're going to have some football, some flags. We're going to give you the uniforms. We're going to make sure that you're prepared to have a successful season.
The tools that you need.
The tools that you need are going to be there.
And I know coming up in 2019, I've had the conversation with y'all. There's a lot more stuff coming out to support coaches and the different programs and that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's not just rewarding for you and your kids. I got to tell you, I've always, coached my boys, but there's a whole team of those kids. And having parents come up and thank me for, you know, the things that I've taught their children throughout seasons and stuff like that. And unfortunately, look, we all know that not everybody has a perfect home, a perfect place or whatever. So any kind of that support that you could have an assistant coach with some kids out there in need you know, whether it's just a positive role model or a positive experience in sports and stuff like that, can really be a big deal. And look, I've had some of those, and I won't go into all of those, but and speaking of need, y'all are also being a nonprofit organization, right? If someone out there, I know y'all have a certain number of slots per season, that if there are people out there that just can't, it's tough times for some people that just can't afford that initiation fee, that startup fee, y'all work with some people to help them out. Is that right?
We have what we call a reduced fee program. In a reduced fee program, we try to help everybody based on whatever it is they need to help them get their kids to participate with us.
Well, you know, that's a big deal. And I wanted to bring that up in this because, look, not everybody can afford everything,
Sure,
right?
sure.
And whether I can afford it or not, I grew up with no money, right? My parents were dirt poor. Luckily, I'm very fortunate in my life. I've changed that for my kids. My kids won't have to know that. But when I was a kid, I didn't play things like this until my parents could find an organization that would sponsor me. I mean, I grew up in that environment, right? I mean, where my parents had to go out to the Elks Lodge or as old as that sounds, but they would go and they'd say, hey, you know, Robert wants to play football, and to play football, it's going to cost $100 for jerseys and whatever. Mm-hmm. And they would find somebody, and if I didn't get a sponsorship, I didn't play.
Sure.
So that ability in that y'all do that is a big deal.
In line with that too, we have a lot of parents that do make donations to help other kids play also.
Yeah. So I was going to speak to that. So our fee to play in the league is one of the lowest fees that you'll find across all Greater Austin to play a sport.
With 3 boys, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'm sure it comes in handy. But in addition to that, we have folks that are gracious enough to donate to our program. And what we try to do is we try to have you apply. If you need assistance, you apply. And then we try to spread what we have around. So we have a reduced fee program that can help someone in need be able to afford to pay the fee.
See, okay, so folks, just so you know, and obviously we've thrown a lot of information at you, I'm going to put links down below for all of it. The links to the website is already on here, but the link to their website, the link to the fees site, the different sports that they offer. You can see behind me, flex football, flag football, basketball, and soccer,
yep.
Right, are the big ones. But I'll put links to all of that. I'll put a link down to the application for that kind of stuff for a lower fee. All the links that you need will be down below. Donate to this organization. Sign up your kids if it's available in your area, and we'll put a link to that down below, because there's just something rewarding about not only playing sports and doing that kind of stuff, but this kind of environment. I love neighborhood sports. It's why I wanted to do this video with these amazing people and that kind of stuff. Guys, anything else you want to tell these wonderful people?
See you on the fields.
We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks.
See you.